forefront. Ah.
Who are you?
Smith Passmore, Captain Smith Passmore.
Oh, you're here then. Mrs. Singer didn't say what time.
Indeed we are, duly reporting. Little behind schedule still. Not to worry. Sit down, Faye.
You might have let somebody know.
Oh, we're just in from the airport. Heathrow. Dreadful traffic.
It's inconvenient hanging about all day waiting for people.
Oh, of course. I'm so sorry, Mrs. Normal circumstances, one would have, cabled at least. Do sit down, Faye. You must be exhausted. I'll see to the bags. Hand luggage only for the moment. Bulk of the stuff will be coming by carrier, I imagine, in a day or so. There's normally someone here, is there?
Might be, might not. It's up to you.
Oh, I see.
We can't stay here, James. We can't stay here.
We'll talk about it in a moment, all right?
Well, look at it.
I've done my best. It's nothing to do with me.
We're most grateful.
I'm not official, if that's what she's getting at. I'm doing you a favour cleaning the place at all.
I'm not complaining about the dirt, though it is hardly clean, is it?
I see.
Well, is it?
Well, in a minute, Faye, in a minute. We'll discuss it. You must forgive us. We've had a very strenuous 24 hours, I do assure you.
That's your business.
My wife, particularly.
That doesn't alter the facts, though, does it? If you want a proper cleaner, you can get one. If you can. And you're not.
There's a dreadful smell.
Oh, no. That's something I do know about.
I noticed it downstairs.
She's got something wrong with her.
As soon as we came into the house.
Faye, please, give me a second, will you?
You won't find me letting a thing like that go on. My George doesn't smell, I can tell you that much. He's been doctored. And it's a known fact. Anyone will tell you, doctored cats don't smell. So you've got another thing coming.
I'm sure, Mrs.
I said nothing about cats.
It's what you meant, though, isn't it?
At any rate, thank you for all you've done. We are tired, but not ungrateful, believe me.
Yes, well, I'm tired, too. It's a long way up those stairs at my age, especially when you're doing things for nothing.
Much appreciated.
You wouldn't have thought so.
Oh, there was one
I'm not
thing...
the landlady, you know. I'm not official at all.
A very small thing, if you could help. Smith Passmore just moved in. Good evening to you.
Good evening. Evening, Mrs Beale.
Well, if you want the bathroom, he's in it now.
Ah, yes.
And I hope you're not going to have too many phone calls. You'll have to answer them yourself. I'm not going to.
Of course, understood. Rules of the house. Fair enough.
Yes, well, people take advantage if you let them.
Indeed they do, I'm afraid. Unhappy fact of life, but you're quite right. However, what I was going to ask was a very small thing. I mean, you saw my wife. Rather strained. Rather overtired. We've had a bit of a rough time with the authorities. We've been in Africa, you see, for a while. Excellent people out there, of course, but they don't altogether understand our ways.
It's no good telling me about it.
No, of course not, indeed not, no. What I'm getting at is this. My wife, Faye, is not too well. She's finding it difficult to adjust, what with jet lag, I suppose, and all the other ills of modern living. Nothing against the house, you see. Or you personally, absolutely not. The house is fine, first class, though not what she's really used to.
There's plenty of people glad of a roof over their head these days.
Oh, quite. I'm sure that's very true.
You'll not find it any cleaner.
No, well, one can see that, Mrs.
I've been at it on and off all day, one way and another.
I'm sure you have. No, it's simply, to be honest, when one has spent the best part of one's life in foreign parts, on Her Majesty's service, as it were. No, what I was going to ask was, without making any great issue of it, was simply this. Could you possibly spare us a little milk?
Well, there's plenty of shops.
Oh, I'm sure there are.
Stay open all hours round here. Get anything you like.
Oh, splendid. That's good to know. Frankly, you see, the main consideration is her health. Between ourselves, it would be going too far to say that the doctors are concerned about her, but they're certainly, let's say, a little anxious. I'd rather not leave her in her present state of health. Not for any great length of time. You know what I mean?
Nerves, is it?
Partly, I believe, yes.
I get nervy myself. It's dreadful. Nobody cares either.
You see, I'm unfamiliar with the area, and I've still got to find my feet, and it could take rather longer than I'd care to be away. It's only a small jugful I need. Just enough for... I'm so sorry. I do beg your pardon.
Can I help?
Oh, no, boy, no. Thank you. I'm just trying to borrow a little milk.
Well, I've got some downstairs.
I didn't say I hadn't got any. Only I can't keep traipsing up and down the stairs.
It's all right, Mrs Beale, I'll bring it up. I've got to go down for the soap. Always forgetting the soap. I think it's psychological. Must have an aversion to hygiene or something.
You'll have to let me have it back.
First thing tomorrow. Thank you very much. Not the best way to start, Faye.
I know. It really is dreadful.
What these people are like, take everything personally.
There are no hangers
What?
in the wardrobe.
Just a minute.
What's the kettle for?
The old girl's sending some milk up.
What are we going to drink with it?
I brought some coffee.
Who did you talk out of that?
You don't have to drink it. Ah, here we are. We'll have to share it. Ah. Not a bad little street. We've been through worse.
Worse than this?
It's only temporary.
It is disgusting, James. It is filthy, cold, and smelly.
Yes, well, don't go on about it. We're stuck. I've said it's short term. Something will turn up. There'll be a way out. Always has been.
Not this time.
Yes, well, I'll know her to blame if there isn't.
If you mean Marjorie, she's done enough.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I must phone her.
Why?
Because I promised I would.
Well, let her wait.
She worries.
Oh, I'm sure. Scotch, colour, telly, central heating. There's a lot to worry about.
You're a pig, James.
Dear old Marjorie.
She's done so much for us.
What?
My God.
Well, tell me. I'd be interested. What has she done? Given you a bit of money, is that it?
You've never refused it.
Why should I? She can afford it.
So that makes it all right.
Faye, believe me, your sister has never made any great sacrifices.
Well, is that the point?
It puts things in perspective.
Marjorie has kept us alive more than once.
Yes, only because she likes to be seen handing out charity.
And she paid for the lawyers in Rhodesia.
A fat lot of good that did.
Nevertheless, James, she paid. We'd be in prison if she hadn't. Oh, you disgust me sometimes.
I don't believe it. Who's that in there?
Who's that out there?
Look, what are you doing?
I'm just going to have a bath.
That's my bath.
Oh, I wondered why it was full.
It's full because I filled it. That's Lucy, isn't it? Now, come on, Lucy. Come on, baby. Out of there.
Hey, if you don't stop getting nasty, I might pull the plug out.
Leslie, listen, love. I've got a very important date. Now, come on, baby. Let me in, yeah?
What's it worth?
Come on, out of there, out.
Oh, we're bathing in milk now, are we?
Proper little North Country comic, aren't we?
Ah. Hello. That'll be the chappie from downstairs.
There you go.
Very much obliged.
Now, don't forget, you owe that to Mrs. Beale.
Oh, yes, of course.
Anything else you need, give us a shout. I'm down below, ground floor.
Oh, splendid. I'm sorry, I meant to ask. You are...
Brian Kettle.
Kettle.
No jokes, please.
Oh, good Lord, no, wouldn't dream of it. No sacred things names. I'm James Passmore,
Yeah.
by the way. Captain, in point of fact, for my sins. Retired, mind you, anyway, for the military side of it.
You're going to have to excuse me. I want to grab the bathroom before another one of the girls gets in.
Oh, yes, indeed, you go ahead. I didn't know we were blessed with any young women.
A
That
few,
is,
yes.
Heartening, yes. Good man, that. Helpful.
People do all they can for you, James. And you just abuse them. I don't know what you want.
Don't you? There's only one thing I've ever wanted. A chance, Faye, that's all. I've never had a decent chance. Marjorie could have done a good deal more than she has, if you want my opinion. And been a touch more constructive.
You are incredible.
Not at all. I asked for a breather. Time to get organised, sorted out, time to make plans and contacts. What does she do? Chooses now to say no more cash.
That's not true.
But it is. It's exactly true. That's just exactly what she's done. I've worked damned hard these past months. Trying to consolidate, trying to build something. I mean, the last thing I want to do is let you down, Faye, but...
Have you ever done anything else?
Without capital, I can't move.
You have spent the whole of our married life letting me down.
Thank you.
Oh, I know I'm not supposed to say so. I'm supposed to come bouncing back, all smiles. Tread on me as much as you like, James. Rob my family, abuse my sister. It's fine, okay, do as you please.
That's how it is.
Yes. How else?
just being damn stupid.
Oh, I know. Aren't I always? Aren't I always damn stupid? Isn't that why you married me? It must be why I married you.
I'll put some things away.
Leave them.
They'll only crease.
I don't care.
There's a good aura here, Faye. I'm really quite optimistic.
Are you?
All we need is our fair share of luck. It's about time some came our way. Oh, we'll manage. Marjorie or no Marjorie.
Please leave my things, James.
As I see it, it's swings and roundabouts. Things can't be all bad all of the time.
They can, and they are. Just leave them. Well, there should be someone there. They've got children. Yes, would you please? Yeah, thank you very much.
Georgie? Oh, looking for my cat. Heard you talking. Is it the operator? It's always going wrong.
Yes, there seems to be no reply.
At least you've got someone to phone. More than I have. I don't think I've used it once since my husband died. Oh, did you get your milk all right?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, so long as you got it.
Yes, my husband just made a drink.
Wish mine had been like that. Never did anything in the house. He used to come home and expect to be waited on hand and foot. Finding it cold, are you?
A little, yes, yes.
Must be. After Africa. Funny you're coming all that way from a place like that. How did you find out about the room all that way away?
I really couldn't say. My husband did all that.
Only Mrs. Singer never mentioned anything about you coming from abroad. Did she send you the keys?
My sister had them.
Oh, just wondered. Only it's not been vacant 5 minutes and here you are. Still, they soon go, rooms like these.
Yes, I imagine so.
She met you then, did she? Your sister?
Sorry?
At the airport?
Oh, no. We've been back a week or two.
I thought your husband said he came straight from there.
No.
Oh, only with you getting in late and not letting anybody know. That's what I understood him to say.
Well, we had to go there to see about some luggage. Hello? Oh. Well, thank you for trying. Yeah. Bye-bye.
Lost some, have you? That's the trouble with all these planes flying about. Could be anywhere, couldn't it?
Yes, I suppose it could.
Still, it'll all be insured.
Yes.
It was a relief, you know, when he passed on. He was bedridden for 3 years. I've never worked so hard in my life. Do this, fetch that. It wore me out. You don't want to get involved with invalids, I can tell you that for nothing.
No.
They drag you down. You don't get a minute to yourself. No sort of life, that.
I really must go. There was no reply.
Ah.
Can't think what they've done with the children. They didn't say they'd be out.
I've been doing some sums.
Just wanted to say we'd arrived.
Why?
I like to keep in touch.
Every 2 minutes?
That old woman was down there,
What old one? Oh, Mrs Beale.
pumping and prying.
Oh, she's harmless enough. Probably lonely, I imagine.
She is also quite sharp. She wanted to know how we'd found out about this room all that way away. I do wish you wouldn't lie about everything, James.
What did you tell her?
It embarrasses me and it complicates things.
You explained I was a liar, did you?
No, of course not.
So how were you embarrassed?
But I don't know what you've told people half the time, James, and I have to invent the answers hoping they'll do.
You've never understood the need to make the right impression, have you?
You do not have to lie to impress.
That's what it's all about. Impressions and appearances. I've just been calculating, adding up.
I'm not selling my coat.
The rent's paid for a month. I still have the checkbook.
You told me it had gone back. Well, you promised you'd sent
A
it.
misunderstanding, Faye. We have to live.
They won't honour the cheque, so what's the point?
Oh, we can keep going for quite a while before anybody cottons on. Anyway, small shops never check. I mean, they haven't the time. It costs them too much to phone. Besides, who'll know where we are? All right, what's your alternative? You could persuade Marjorie to part with another fact.
And another, and another, and another.
I don't see what choice there is.
There's going to be no more, James. It's finished. We're not taking any more.
All right, fine, so long as we know.
And you're not to use those cheques.
Then we'll
You're
have
not
to sell the coat.
What? £100 if we're lucky. And how long will that last?
It's in your hands.
James, Marjorie is not giving us any more money because I told her not to.
Then I suggest that you untell her.
I can't.
Or won't.
That's right.
Why not?
Because we've had enough out of her.
That money is as much yours as Marjorie's.
It was not left to me.
No, you should have contested the will. Everybody said so.
Mummy made it perfectly clear what she wanted. And she was quite sane and balanced when she did so.
Oh, being biased and bigoted to the extent she was is being sane and balanced.
She could see what I couldn't.
She was a vindictive old woman. You look after her all those years, give up practically everything, and that's the thanks you get.
She did it for the best, James. If she'd left us a lump sum, you would have spent it in 6 months.
On the contrary, would have given me some capital, a decent start.
To what? Oh. I don't know why I couldn't see through you. Everybody else could. They all warned me. I mean, Marjorie could see.
Oh, yes.
Mummy knew. Even your mother said you couldn't be trusted.
You have to go on.
But I didn't listen. I knew better.
Faye, the past is the past. We've all changed, grown up. We've made mistakes. Forget them.
Look at us. It's 10 years on. My God. A grotty room in a grotty house.
Pro tem.
It's all we've got.
I've said it's temporary.
Until we have to run somewhere else.
So why wouldn't you stay on at Marjorie's?
And watch you con and swindle them out of everything they've got. As it is, she's paid for a month's rent on this place.
This is all rather boring and I'm very tired. Could we leave it?
No, we couldn't. It's time we talked. We never do.
Yes, well, I don't see what else there is to say. I've let you down, I've not kept you in the style, etc.,
I
etc.
don't care about that.
What then?
I'm not sure. Oh, listen, please, James. It's difficult for me. I don't... Well, I'm not very good at telling you what I think. But somehow, James, this room, it's the breaking point, it's the finish. Don't you feel it too? Do you know what I'm talking about?
Frankly, no. I mean, whatever the rights or wrongs, my dear, this is where we are. I've made mistakes, I don't mind admitting it, but it hasn't been entirely my fault. Not by any manner of means. We've had 10 years together. As far as I'm concerned, they've been 10 good years. I married you because I wanted you, not your money. I wanted to share a happy, decent life with you. I wanted adventure, go abroad, see the world with you. We've done those things. We're still together. And that's a great deal more than you can say for a lot of marriages. This is a bad patch, yes, we'll come through it. Silver linings and all that. You've heard me say that before, but I believe it, it's true. Now, I'm hungry and cold, and I expect you are too. Now let's both get some shut-eye. see things in an entirely new light. And maybe you'll see how wrong you were to stop that money.
I stopped it, James, because it is our only chance.
But it's no chance at all, my dear. That's the whole point. You can't do a thing without capital. It makes all the difference.
I've always done as you asked before, James. I've never argued. I've swallowed my pride time and time again. I've lied, fooled myself, pretended, shut my eyes. But it's always been the same, James. It's always just do this, Faye, and tomorrow things will be different. But they never are, and they never have been, and they never will be.
All right, okay.
This time, no, James. It must be no, otherwise...
Otherwise what?
We're finished.
I thought you were saying that anyway.
No, I don't mean our marriage. I mean us, as people, as... We'll be finished as human beings.
Yes, well, you always were given to melodrama.
Oh, my God. I don't want anyone in here, James, not now.
What have you done with my jug?
Ah.
Only I'll have it if you don't mind. I meant to ask your wife for it.
Of course, come in, come in.
I knew there was something when I saw her downstairs. I just went clean out of my head.
I'll have to find something else for the milk.
We were talking and it went clean out of my mind.
There we are. We're really most grateful. I would have brought it down if I realised.
Thanks.
Not at all, thank you. We're very grateful.
Well, that's all right. So long as you don't make an habit of it. I don't like borrowing and lending. It never works.
I know exactly what you mean.